During this video, I will provide a demonstration of the Curriculum Viewer access in Curriculum Track. So I'm logged in as a teacher, Mike Vanderburg, and notice that I have 3 courses attached to me. And if I click, go into the maps of any of these courses. So let's go to, for instance, let's go to pre-calculus. And you'll notice that there are some course resources here, but I don't have the ability to add or edit those, otherwise we would see a paperclip right here. I don't have the ability to add timeframes and units, or we would see a pencil here. I do have the ability to edit the units, however. And the reason why that is the case is because 2 things. First of all, I'm attached to this course, and secondly, if I edit this unit, you'll notice that these first 3 fields are district fields and they're locked down. I can't edit those, but I can edit the last 3, which are individual teacher fields. So I can come in here and I can change this to, say, MVB activities. And so I can edit this content just in these 3 fields. And the reason why that is because if it's a district field, that means that whatever is entered in there is for all the teachers that teach this course. So for instance, I'm working in pre-calculus, and let's say we're in a larger school system where there's 5 teachers who teach this course. Then what we might want to do is have the 5 of us work together to define the units and our essential questions and learning targets and assessments, but maybe we designate one person to enter those in, and then the other 4 of us will benefit from that content. That's what district fields are. Whereas if they're individual teacher fields, then all 5 of us would be responsible for putting in our own content for those fields. And notice that if it's an individual field, there's these magnifying glasses. So what that allows me to do is I can see not only my activities, but I can also see what the other teachers who teach this course entered into that particular field. And that's only going to be true for individual teacher fields. So if your school does not have any individual teacher fields, then when you edit this unit, you're not going to be able to edit any of the content either. Likewise, if I move my way over to the unit plan view, I could go to the very same area, and let's work with pre-calculus. Let's just go to that first unit, preparing, and notice that if I go down here, I can only edit some of these fields. If I try to edit the field here, however, if I move down to one of these individual teacher fields, I do have the ability to edit that field. If I continue across, I have the ability to view benchmarks. I have the ability to search the curriculum of other schools. So for instance, if I'm a teacher in our school here and I want to find other curriculum maps for algebra, I can type in algebra, and maybe I'm looking for middle school algebra units or maps. And I'm going to look only in those that are 80% complete. That way I don't have to sift through a bunch of empty curriculum maps. I can look only for the ones that are filled up. There are 44,000 plus maps that it's looking through, and so there's 223 maps in my search results. So I can click on any of these if I want to view the content, and I can add it to my favorites and so forth. Looks like I already have because it's in my favorites. I also have the ability to search units by, so that was actually searching by course name. I also have the ability to search by unit name. And the difference is here the search results was going to be an entire map for the course. Whereas now I'm going to look up just individual units. For instance, let's do a search for ecosystems, and I want to find 5th grade ecosystems. I probably should have checked this 80% completed because I'm going to get more search results than I maybe know what to do with. So 185 units, and I can click on any of these, and sure enough, see there aren't real good results there. So let me go back and let's refine that down a bit further, and let's only look for the completed ones, or the 80% completed ones instead. So that narrows it down to 119 units instead. And so now when I click on these, they're going to be nearly completed, if not completed, units. I have the ability to add these to my favorites. I can also contact other schools. So if I have a question, for instance, about one of these resources, I can go ahead and click on this to send them an email to ask those questions. As a curriculum viewer, you also have full access to all your reports. So you have access to reports. If I want to see all the benchmarks that are attached to first grade math, there's 21 of them. And out of those 21, 21 are being assessed and 19 are being instructed. And I could look at those individually, or I could say, let's look at all courses. And if I choose all courses, it organizes by course instead. I also have the ability to do a scope and sequence report. So this shows me in mathematics what's being taught at each of the various levels. This is a really handy report maybe for accreditation folks if they want to come and see your maps. They could certainly go into the maps, but they can go to that report. You can also use the search by keyword. So I'm going to use the school-wide template, and let's say that I would like to find all places in our curriculum where the word fraction occurs. And so notice 7 units are found with the word fraction. What about if I search essential questions? See if there's any essential questions with the word fraction. Yes, there is. And so if I click on this geometry, and if I look for essential questions, yeah, sure enough, there's the word fractions. So I can close that as well. And there's other reports as well. You can look at progress report. You can search the curriculum by template field and so forth. So for a curriculum viewer access, most teachers in a school system are set up as curriculum editors. However, there are a couple occurrences where curriculum viewer access is very advantageous. One of them is if you have a guest or a visitor and they should have access to your maps for some reason. Again, if it's an accreditation visit, you could simply add them into the user's database and make sure they just have viewing access. If you have a visitor, other visitors. Also, if you're a large school system and you want to have multiple teachers teaching the same course, perhaps you only want to have one teacher for each course have the ability to add, update, and delete the unit content and make them curriculum editors and make the others curriculum viewers. However, there are also a lot of larger school systems that still make all the teachers curriculum editors with the understanding that those district-defined fields are the same for all those teachers. So if one teacher changes it, it's going to change for everybody. This now concludes this instructional video.